Hey everyone, how's it going? Thank you all for coming along and clicking on this video. I promise you these next 5 minutes are going to be worth your time. And if it isn't, you're welcome to dislike this video if you'd like. So today I'm going to show you all exactly how I landed 3 internships as a university student studying engineering. So before I begin, a bit about myself and why you should listen to me. I personally have interned at 3 places during my 4-year university degree where I did a Bachelor of Renewable Energy Engineering at the University of New South Wales. I just got out of my degree. I finished it about a week and a half ago. And I noticed that during that degree, landing an internship, especially with no experience, is incredibly tough, right? You've got nothing really to help you stand out. You kind of got maybe a few volunteering roles. You might have had, like, I don't know, a couple of casual jobs here and there that might sort of elevate you a little bit. But without some real world engineering experience, it can be really hard to stand out and actually get that first internship and beat out the other people. And in today's video, I'm hopefully going to show you all a new way of approaching internship hunting that will make it a bit easier for you and will actually guarantee a couple of your job applications. It's personally the method that I've been using for about 2 years now, and it has worked wonders for me, and I'm sure it'll work wonders for you too. So let's get into it. So this is the old method of internship hunting. This is what I did for about 2 years, and it's what everyone else was doing as well. It's likely you might be doing this right now as well. Your friends might be doing it. And this is kind of the method that school kind of shoves down your throat a bit, and they hail it as the holy grail of like finding internships. Basically, you've got to develop a CV. You've got no experience, right? Then you've got to hunt down jobs on platforms like LinkedIn. You apply alongside 10 to 100 other students and you pray that company contacts you. This is, without a doubt, a dead method. It does not work. I did this for the first 2.5 years of my degree, and I got nothing. Granted, there were a couple of people who got lucky, but that's like 1 out of 10, right? The remaining 9 out of that 10 used to apply for jobs and not get anything at all. So this method here really isn't the best. It works if you have experience and you've got a couple of connections that can help you sort of land a few jobs. But when you have no experience and you're going for your first internship, it can be incredibly hard to follow this old fashioned way of job hunting. So, why is it flawed? Well, first off, you don't stand out. You are just 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 100. Whenever a new job comes out and 50 people apply for that job, guess what? You are 1 out of 50. You are not special. You have no experience as well. It's your first ever internship you're trying to get. Apart from a few casual jobs, like I said, those won't really elevate you to stand out, unfortunately. A piece of paper doesn't show off your talent. I had a great CV starting off with no experience. I had all these volunteering. I had all these skills that I wanted to show off. It was impossible to almost get that notice because I wasn't demonstrating my qualities in person. Because making it to the interview stage was already challenging in itself. Not to mention, it is mentally exhausting. If you are applying for jobs, anyone, even for graduate roles or even just any role in general, applying for a job is extremely exhausting online. You've got to fill out your CV, you've got to submit your CV, sorry, not fill out, submit your CV, submit a cover letter, fill out the exact same information that the company could have got from your CV, answer all these questions, and then pray they contact you. So it's really unreliable, right? So there is an alternative method. It's a method I sort of discovered during my 3rd year of university, and I wish I had this during my 2nd or 1st year because this would have changed everything for me. So, what is this new method, or the method that I guess a lot of people don't know about? Our new method is to build a network of professionals. I'm going to say that one more time for you all so you understand. We are not applying for jobs that come out every single time, which is what I did for the first 2.5 years. We are simply going to build a network of professionals. I'm going to go through and explain to you how to do this. You might be thinking, Sahil, I got no experience. I'm not around engineers. What the hell do you mean? So you want to create a connection with the professionals, right? And again, I'm going to show you how to do this too. And then you want to leverage these connections as referrals. That is how you get internships in today's day and age. You hear a lot of people getting into these big companies where there wasn't even an advertisement for the jobs. They're getting in because of connections. And if you are stuck on the old method, if you think that submitting a CV is going to somehow miraculously land you like this amazing job, you are living in a dream. Because this method is the new way of getting internships. I've used it. My friends have all used it. I have seen it with my own eyes. I've seen people with little to no talent walk up, network really well, build a couple of connections, and within the next month, they had an internship. Okay, this stuff does work. And I cannot stress this enough. Referrals are so much more powerful than direct applications. I've learned this throughout my 4.5 years of job hunting, but referrals are what you really, really want to rely on when you are looking for an internship. They are so powerful, they almost guarantee you a job. It's fantastic. So, how do we build these connections? You got no engineering experience, you're not really in an office. How are you going to build them? Here's what I was doing. I used to cold message on LinkedIn. So basically, you'd find engineering professionals on LinkedIn. You would then request to connect with them with a message, and I'm going to explain what this message can be in the next slide. And you establish a time to call or meet online, right? So I was doing this in my third year of engineering when I couldn't get any of my CVs noticed when I was applying, and this immediately helped me to get my CV referred to by someone who was in the company already. So you want to build a connection that's within the company, and they will take your CV up to the higher up to the HR, and then they will actually refer you, right? Now, it's essentially you get this call actually correct. I'm going to go through exactly what you should be speaking about in that call, but you want to try and connect with them and get them to meet with you either face to face or through the phone. That is really, really important. So this is a template you can try. Now, I haven't ripped this off Chat GPT or anything like that. I haven't like just, found some generic one online. This is one that I have personally used for so many messages that I sent out back in the day. I've tailored it and adjusted it specifically to, ensure that it works. It worked for me. It should work for you. I'm giving it to you here for free. You can take it. You can adjust it if you want to, but you want to send this message out to a couple of people on LinkedIn and see if they bite. And if they bite, that's a really good thing because that means they're willing to talk to you, and you can then use that conversation as leverage to express who you are, right? So you ask them questions about, what their jobs are like, what challenges they're facing, what kind of, what do they see changing in the industry in the next 10 years. So overall, you want to do your best to ensure that you are keeping the conversation about them, right? There's an 80-20 rule in sociology that, should be adhered to, where you are more or less talking to them and making them feel valued. At the end of that conversation, you will go into effect and ask to be referred, right? And this is where you got to have your CV on hand, right? You got to have it ready, and you ask them to refer you. They will refer you up, and you give your CV in as proof. So that's kind of a nutshell of what you should do in those calls. It's what I did back in the day, and I was able to refer my CV up to companies that didn't even advertise jobs, which was very, very valuable back for me. Of course, there is networking events as well. So, networking events, how do you find them? You can join forums, you can join societies, right? Universities have all these networking events I like to run. You can even look into, just job fairs that your city should run over the course of, the year. They should have like, specific events where it's job fair centered. And once you find these, you want to start networking, right? So, again, the 80-20 rule, make sure you keep the conversation about them. It's not about you, it's about them. They have the experience, they have the stories they want to tell, right? These guys have been working 10, 15, 20, however many years. They want to talk. So get them talking about their job, make them feel valued. That is a very important thing, right? Forget the job as well, is a kind of a weird bit of advice. But if you walk in there and you kind of have that air of desperation around you to like, want a job, they're going to sense that straight away. Because in the beginning, when I was networking, and I was going around and looking for a job, I would come across as someone desperate and someone who was looking for a job. And it turned everyone off. When I forgot about getting a job and just focused on having a good conversation with the person, that changed it all for me. Always add them on LinkedIn afterwards. Do not let them get away. Ask for their card, get them on LinkedIn, and above all, have fun, right? So, again, if you do this correctly, you can build the connections you need to then leverage them to go ahead and actually refer you to their respective company. This is absolutely key. You must understand this. Of course, the alternative is if you don't like networking or if you just don't really enjoy networking. I didn't enjoy networking for the first 2 years of my degree. Build some experience to projects and societies first. If you're an engineering major, it is guarantee that there'll be some sort of project or society within your university that connects you already to these professionals. These guys will run events where they force you to network already, right? They will either have, or they might even have experienced people in there who, come in and give advice. There might be some of the students there who, leave jobs and then want you to take their position. They might offer it to you. So apart from the experience you'll get through the projects, the connections you can build through these are also valuable. So With that being said, I hope that clarifies job searching for you. If there's one thing you should take away from this, it is that you should not focus on throwing your CV everywhere, but more actually applying yourself to build a network first. If you can do this as an engineering major, your first internship should come a lot more easily.